Hello and welcome to the third game of this week, marking the halfway point of week 3. Let's waste no time by getting to the introductions of the players. I'm your commentator, Joe Adams, accompanied by guest commentator Tyrone McDingleberry.
Happy to be here, Joe. Representing the Bethany Herons for this game is this game's only top 10 player, 5th ranked player Ben Clement. Obviously, the Herons are between a rock and a hard place right now, and they need Clement to score some big points.
Representing the Hillsborough Highlanders is his first game as a fully rostered player is former free agent Matty Ice Ferguson. There's a lot of pressure on him to make the Highlanders' decision of signing him a worthwhile one. Playing for the Rose City Wreckers is a fan favorite, Nicholas Pickle Hulford. Who doesn't love Pickle?
The Cedar Mill Shockwaves are represented by Travi Patty Severson, and the Beaverton Ballers by Audrey Winkle.
Finally, the Aloha Gladiators are represented by Riley Graham. With that, let's get ready to go to the game, as Ben Clement is going to be starting as the first king of match 1.
If you notice, Ben Clement is playing this game in unstrapped Crocs. Bold choice.
Definitely a bold choice. It looks like everyone in today's game is wearing the correct colors. I can't see anyone wearing incorrect colors, and that's a really, really good thing for the player base of today's game. Some pretty conservative hits here first, but that one's good enough to get Matty Ice out. They call him Matty Ice because he melts under pressure. And that's 0 points for the Highlanders on his first round as a rostered player. Truly not a great start for Matt Ferguson.
Another serve by Ben. Still conservative play here. High hits, nothing interesting. A good return by Ben.
That's right.
Lucky corner hit.
A lucky corner hit right there for Nick Hulford.
Definitely not skill. Play is definitely heating up here. We'll see if anything comes of it.
Players are moving around pretty quickly now.
Nearly a Fergie. Good return by Travis. Oh, barely off the table there. The Herons really needed that, and there was no delivery.
That's right. A really good opportunity and a pretty decent attempt at a spike there, but it wasn't enough, and Ben Clement gets out as the 5th place for match 1.
With all due respect, Ben has been carrying the Herons this season with a wide gap between him and the next best player, Will Benyon.
That's right. Him and that Will Benyon guy certainly not showing up for the Herons, but hopefully he'll be able to in their next game.
I have inside information. He will be stepping up in coming games.
So now that the king has been dethroned, it looks like Riley Graham is now the new king for match 1. Starting off with some pretty conservative play here, except for Riley Graham, who does a really nice, strong hit across the table.
Riley Graham has a strong background in regular ping pong, but waterfall is different.
A great corner hit there, and it gets Travis Severson out for an elim on Riley Graham. An elimination on Travis Severson. Look at the replay there. That was just a really great hit from Riley. As now we're down to our final 3.
Great knockout, Joe.
I agree, Tyrone. So it looks like we have Riley Graham of the Gladiators, Audrey Winkle of the Ballers, and Nicholas Hulford of the Rose City Wreckers in our final 3 here.
We'll see if Pickle will deliver.
A good strong hit from Riley, but Audrey's able to recover.
Conservative play, nothing too hard yet. Good hit by Riley.
Nicholas getting a little close to the camera there, but it looks like we're still fine. Everyone's moving around the table as we expect to see in these 3-man games, and
what a hit by Riley Graham.
And Audrey tries to recover with a backwards hit, but it's not enough, and Riley sends that across the table, and it's not enough, which means our first championship round will be between Nicholas Hulford of the Wreckers and Riley Graham of the Gladiators.
Hat versus hat. Let's see who can win. And in first serve, Riley Graham has that aggressive serve. Gotta be annoying to play against. He really has Pickle on his heels, and demonstrated by there. Easy win for Riley.
That's a match 1 for Riley Graham. You know, he's been the number 2 of the Gladiators, very reliable behind Caden Fairst, and those two are really carrying right there as they come to the screen to gloat a little bit. Simon Carrick's very glad, and we're going to have our first sponsor here, Sirloin Corp, an amusement park corporation. They make some of the best rides in the country.
Highly recommend. Been there many times with my family. A lot of fun.
That's right.
However, with Riley Graham being the second best player, there have been widespread accusations of doping by Caden Fairhurst. His points speak for themselves with the doping.
It's possible. I mean, we've seen a little bit of PEDs in this league, especially with players like Ryan Howman.
Jonah Reyes-Bigley, he has been able to go. He's just been in the USAIDA testing pool, so he hasn't been able to compete.
That's right. Now, it looks like our second server is going to be Matt Ferguson for match 2. That's our second king. And it's normally an even amount of people matches. You don't see that much movement, but we're just moving around the table really quickly here as people are going around.
Much more spicy start to this round.
Everyone's playing on the short side of the table. As we all know, this can be pretty dangerous. Everyone's able to recover. Another hit from Matt Ferguson, just going right back.
Matt Ferguson seems to be in the zone, although he did finish 6th last round.
A great corner hit there from Nicholas Holford to Riley Graham, the champion of last
Riley
match.
Cannot deliver.
It looks like Riley Graham is going to get out on a great hit from Nicholas Holford. So now we'll be starting the second round.
Well done by Pickle. At this time, we do have breaking news. Jonah Reyes-Bigley has tested positive for PEDs, and he will not be playing the remainder of the season. Sorry, so sad to hear. Conservative play so far, but a lot of movement around the table. Ben's still playing in the open Crocs. We'll see how that turns out with him. Nothing much happening so far, but things are sure to happen soon. Aggressive hit by Ben. Good return by Travis. Nearly a Fergie on Ben, but he's able to get back. I don't even know what happened there with Travis.
Yeah, it looks like a really low-effort attempt at a play right there from Travi Patty as he, well, deservedly gets out for match 2. That's not a good start for him so far. That means we're down to our final 4 here. Returning is Audrey Winkle and Nicholas Holford. But Matt Ferguson and Ben Clement are new to the final 4. Starting off with some pretty deep hits here from everybody as they're trying to get each other out on the power game. But now we might be swapping back to the short side of the table, and as everyone knows, that's the most dangerous part of the game. So we'll see what happens.
Many hits.
And right there, Ben Clement gets out on the short side of the table. Another hit from Nicholas Holford eliminating a player, and this time it's Ben Clement, who has had a very uncharacteristic start to this game, not scoring many points so far.
A great effort from him, and you can see the disappointment in his eyes. Serve here from Maddie Ferguson. Pretty slow start, but things are going to ramp up. Just going back and forth so far. Really slow hits here, easy to return. Oh, Pickle doing a stronger one, another stronger. And we're back to the slow. A lot of circling here. Nothing too extreme so far.
And right there, I think Nicholas gets caught in a little bit half of a Fergie special there, as looks like he wasn't aware of where Audrey was going to be hitting that ball, and he just wasn't able to get there in time.
The serve from Maddie Ferguson.
Our championship round there is going to be between Audrey Winkle and Matt Ferguson.
Starting off with a serve 1 on Audrey Winkle.
And now the ball is live. This time. Let's see what's going to happen next. Audrey Winkle to receive and Matt Ferguson. Both of them are just hitting to the shorts, kind of towards the corners of the table.
Pretty slow beginning.
It looks like Matt Ferguson is trying to deflect it away from the short side. I think he knows that, it's kind of a dangerous position to be in. But it looks like we're going to be starting to get into the short side game. And there it is. Matt Ferguson hits it over the table, and Audrey Winkle of the Beaverton Ballers starts out winning match 2. That's a great performance for her.
Great, very close to an edge hit. Good effort by Ferguson. Just wasn't able to pull it through.
That's right. So here we are 2 matches in. Let's take a look at who's got an early lead and who's taken an early slump.
Audrey Winkle of the Beaverton Ballers takes first place for the time being, scoring 8 points off of a third place and a match victory in match 2. Nicholas Holford of the Wreckers is right behind her with 7 points, with a second and a third place thus far.
2 points behind Halford, as low as Riley Graham in third, sitting with 5 points after a Match 1 victory, but a Match 2 first-round exit. Just 1 point behind him is the recently rostered Matty Ice, who scored 4 points on a great turnaround after a first-round exit in Match 1 all the way to second in Match 2.
That leaves the struggling Travis Severson and the man nobody expected to see this low, 5th-ranked player Ben Clement, tied in last with 3 points a pop. These two need to turn their game around. Clement because his team is struggling, and Severson because his team is battling for the league lead.
Well, let's begin to prepare for Match 3. Looks like we're taking a little bit longer than normal to set up who's going to be serving here. The starting king for Match 3 is going to be Rose City Wreckers' Nicholas Halford. And we're about to start as soon as the scorekeeper is done confirming with these players who they're receiving from. All right, looks like we have our first serve starting out for what will be the halfway point of the game once this match is over. Ben Clement is starting the third place spot. Or, sorry, I think the fourth place spot.
Audrey's done really well with those tall hits, keeping her alive, but not really getting many knockouts either.
That's right. There is a certain level of strategy in the game and trying to get people out, but also is trying to survive yourself. And, sometimes you can tell how much people actually contributed to their own points by how many eliminations they have, or whether they just tried to survive the whole match and didn't really do anything. Looks like Riley Graham hitting to Audrey Winkle. Everyone's just hitting it short side of the table, but everyone's doing it pretty conservatively. Ben Clement still doing some pretty decently aggressive hits that he's known for. Nicholas Halford running to the side, trying to get to the ball, and he's able to do that. Here's Ben Clement again.
Great return. Almost a Fergie there by Riley Graham.
Almost got Riley Graham out, but it looks like Audrey Winkle is the one that's going to get out instead.
From first to sixth. What a drop.
That's right. That's the same thing that Riley Graham did over the course of the first 2 matches.
If you'll notice, Ben Clement has put his Crocs into sport mode, and we'll see how that turns out for him. He has been doing far below his usual output, and this should help. Great return.
What a great return.
The camera's down! The camera's down!
But it looks like Travis Severson hit the ball before, and Travis Severson is out. But wow, those some really great returns there from Riley Graham and Nicholas Halford. But we got the cameras fine. And right there, Ben Clement.
A great hit by Ben Clement. Not sure if that was on purpose, but either way, that was great.
Clement gets a really nice stretch of luck right there, getting the ball back on. Riley Graham is able to get it back on the table, but not before it bounces twice. And Riley Graham is unfortunately out.
You say luck, Joe, but Ben Clement ranked very high in the league, which leads me to think it's skill. That's a talented player right there.
It might be.
Very aggressive hit. Well done. Not even close to returning it.
Now let's take a look at that replay. Ben Clement known for those very far and fast hits, and Nicholas Halford just isn't prepared.
Got on his heels.
Which means Matt Ferguson will be making his second straight championship round, and Ben Clement is here in the championship round, which we expected him to be in quite a bit, but this is his first time here, 3 matches in. Matt Ferguson is serving. We know how deadly that Ben Clement serve receive is.
What a
Matt
shot!
Ferguson,
wow,
didn't even try to receive it. It's just absolutely gone, and he just takes that L. He just absolutely deep-throated Ben Clement right there. He didn't even allow him. He didn't even try to fight it.
Wow, what a hit by Ben. That sports mode is doing something for him.
That's right. But something I really like to deep throat is Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, which is probably one of the best restaurants on the planet.
It's saucy, hot, and cheesy. Where fantasy and fun come to life. Highly recommend, Joe.
Yeah, always go to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Anyway, we'll be going into match 4 here. Travis Severson of the Cedar Mill Shockwave will be starting out with server, which is something he really needs because up to this point, 2 5th-place finishes, 1 4th-place finish. I mean, he's absolutely sucking balls right now.
Highly disappointing. Not what they need.
Yeah, I mean, the Shockwave right now are in contention for first place in the league. He's not doing what his team needs them to do.
Audrey Winkle out again.
Yep, Audrey Winkle. That's her second straight 6th place appearance after winning match 2. So not a great turnaround for her.
Might be a fluke that she's doing bad, or might be a fluke that she's doing well. Another great knockout by Ben Clement. That really is a talented young player there. Love to see where he goes in the coming years.
That's right. Matt Ferguson is out after coming second place twice in a row, which means now we're already down to our final four here, with the Gladiators, Shockwave, the Herons, and the Wreckers remaining in the play.
Travis just hit Ben's butt. It's a bit concerning to see that.
Here's Nicholas Hulford, and he just feeding Ben Clement with a really great hit, but Riley Graham is able to get it back onto the table. Travis Severson able to hit it on the corner. Ben Clement again. And Riley Graham is making some really good saves here, receiving from Ben Clement. Just an all-around great performance from him. And Nicholas Hulford gets himself out as he just sends it right over the table, which means now we have our final three here. Riley Graham of the Gladiators, Travis Severson of the Shockwave, and Ben Clement of the Herons.
What a hit by Ben. Another knockout.
And Ben Clement has just been absolutely destroying people. He just got fed a really good serve there from Travis Severson, and Riley Graham comes out third.
He's really turned it up now that his Crocs are in sport mode. Love to see it. The final serve from Travis Severson. And not even a chance of returning it. What a hit by Clement.
Ben Clement just went on a revenge tour there. I don't know what Travis Severson was thinking, giving him that easy of a serve to receive. But that's a second straight match win there for the Bethany Herons. So at the end of match 4, we have a few changes to the standings. Let's take a look.
Ben Clement up 4, starting with a massive jump for the Herons after Ben Clement started looking like a top 5 player with back-to-back match victories to boost him 4 spots into first with 13 points.
Nicholas Hulford of the Wreckers remains in second, but his play seemed to dip a bit after match 3. Can he turn it around enough to save his spot? Riley Graham of the Gladiators also stays in third, scoring 10 points, but is the opposite of Hulford, starting to get hotter after match 3. Time will tell how these two progress.
Matt Ferguson of the Highlanders keeps his 4th place spot, 1 point behind third, with 9 after a 2nd place and an unfortunate 5th place. That leaves Travis Severson and Audrey Winkle of the Shockwaves and Ballers tied in last.
Both of these players have 8 points to their name. Audrey had a great fall with back-to-back first-round exits, and Travis Severson was lucky enough to turn his game around in match 4 to score 2nd place, but can he keep up the momentum? That's what we'll see in match 5. Starting as a server for this second-to-last match of the game will be Audrey Winkle of the Beaverton Ballers, and, you know, the kings of matches normally have a better chance of surviving quite a number of rounds, so this might be an opportunity to get some points that she really needs. We've already gone full circle once. Let's see what happens on the second time around. Everyone's playing pretty conservatively so far.
Good hit by Ben.
That's a third time around. Everyone just not really any movement, just hitting it across the full length of the table.
Long end to long end, easy hits. Nothing too crazy.
And Nicholas Hulford tries to spice things up a little bit, but going for the corner shot, but he gets himself out on a 6th place for the Rose City Wreckers. That's his worst placement so far.
You could see Caden Ferris was obviously disappointed with that effort.
That's right. And all the fans, too. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the league lost about 50% of its revenue off of people turning off their televisions after watching Nicholas Hulford do that.
Seriously, just disappointing. Serve. Pretty conservative play, going end to end. Wow,
what a hit.
Fergied.
What a hit
She
from
was
Ben
not
Clement,
ready for that.
Taking advantage of the Fergie special and just tells them, "Get out of here! We don't want you here!"
Ben Clement really just took advantage of her.
That's right. Ben Clement is just absolutely on a revenge tour here. He got out 5th and 4th, and he hasn't looked back since, which means now we're down to our final 4 with some familiar faces here in the green, blue, orange, and white. Travis Severson with a decent hit, enough to feed Ben Clement with a good, strong hit. And that will get, who is that? Is that Matty Ice out? The Hillsborough Highlanders not proud about that one.
He has really dropped since those last 2 matches. 2 consecutive 2nd place finishes, then a 5th place finish, and a 4th place finish. Nearly a Fergie by Travis Severson, but he's able to return it. A great hit by Ben Clement.
And what a receive from Riley Graham. That was backwards. He did not care about that one.
Very exciting, this match.
And Travis Severson gets himself out, which means it's now going to be Riley Graham versus Ben Clement.
They seem to be the 2 powerhouses in this match, and we'll see who comes out on top.
That's right. We're going to see if Ben Clement's going to be a smart person and give not an easy, hittable serve, or if he's just going to send it across the table and try and get himself out immediately. Okay, pretty decent serve, but Ben Clement's still able to make a deep hit off of it. Ben Clement just keeping him in that backfield, and Riley Graham is already out.
Not
Too
able
much
to
pressure.
control.
And that is Ben Clement's third straight victory. That's a
What a comeback.
three-peat
What
for
a
Ben
comeback.
Clement.
The Herons needed this, and he's been able to deliver.
Yeah, but speaking of the Bethany Herons, we have a new sponsor, the Bethany Eagles rebranding project. If you're a Bethany Heron fan and you want them to change their name to the Bethany Eagles with the logo provided on the screen, make sure to get your voice heard so then they can change the Bethany Herons into the Bethany Eagles.
They really need to. Nobody really likes the Herons logo. Will Benyon and Jonah Reyes-Bigley were talking before the draft, and neither of them wanted to be drafted, and here they are. And they've had a rough season so far.
Yeah.
Jonah being taken out due to PED testing, and Will Benyon not being able to deliver in 2 games.
That's right. That's what his wife says in bed too. But anyway, just
Personal.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you're a Bethany Herons fan and you want your team to, be cooler. I mean, even though they're 60 points down from the next closest guy, I mean, if they change their name, I think that might break the famous Bethany Herons curse, and they might be able to take it all in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. If you're a fan of the Bethany Herons, make sure to reach out. Make your voice heard.
PWL.
All right, so the server will be Riley Graham for the start of match 6, the final match. We already had a great hit there from Ben Clement. Bodger was able to receive, and Travis Severson, again, just zero effort. He should get kicked from the Cedar Mill Shockwave, I think, for being by far their worst player. And that's going to lead us into our next round.
Another serve by Riley Graham. Ben with a strong hit back. Audrey Winkle putting it soft on the table. That would have been a great opportunity for Pickle to use the retard strategy to wave it off the table and get more space.
The retard strategy, highly popularized by famous retard Will Benyon.
In last match he played, he actually misused it and hit the ball accidentally, showing just how retarded he is.
That's true. We got some really good plays going around so far.
A lot of movement around the table. Well done by Riley with a great return by Ben. And Audrey Winkle not able to deliver. She has really fallen off. Just sad to see, Joe.
That's right, Audrey Winkle. It might be because she's a girl, but we're going to find out later. So that leads us to our final 4. Ben Clement. And I feel like this has been the same final 4 for the past 3 matches. Just the white, orange, red, and green have been here forever and ever.
It's really you can really see that those 3, Riley, Matt, and Ben, are just taking control. Travis Severson and Audrey, the 2 girls, are out every round.
It looks like Nicholas Halford is already out. Tried to get that Ben Clement receive. So that means we're down to our final 3 of Riley Graham of the Gladiators, Matty Ice of the Hillsborough Highlanders, and finally, last but not least, Ben Clement of the Bethany Herons. Riley Graham gives him a really easy serve.
Great hit by Ben, and
it's already out.
Matty Ice melts under pressure.
That seems to be a strategy for Riley Graham to just give Ben Clement a super hittable serve and then just reap the rewards. So
are you referencing conspiracy? Will there be a league investigation?
There might just have to be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to the commissioner. But this is going to be a rematch of last match's championship round here. And again, Riley's the one serving. Obviously not the most advantageous position for him to be in.
With a returner like Ben Clement, he's got to be feeling the pressure right now. He will not start it. He is obviously under a lot of stress. A great return by Ben. Good return by Riley. And another hit by Ben. Riley not able to return. What a play by Ben Clement.
And that's Ben Clement's 4th straight match victory. What a great turnaround from him.
What a show of just why he's a top 10 player.
That's right, top 5 player.
Top 5 player, my bad, Joe.
So at the conclusion of match 6, we have our finalized standings for the players. Let's take a look at how everything planned out.
Audrey Winkle of the Beaverton Ballers isn't able to climb out from last place. She had a promising start, but after back-to-back 5th place finishes in match 5 and 6, she takes last with 10 points, at the very least breaking double digits, which the last place doesn't normally achieve. Travis Severson of the Cedar Mill Shockwave remains in 5th, not helped much by a first-round exit in the last match. Travi Patty scores 11 points on 3 eliminations.
Riding the 4th place spot the entire game, newly rostered Matthew Ferguson takes home an average 14 points for the Highlanders. Good enough to not be dropped, but he'll need to be better next game, especially after he didn't knock out a single player in this entire game. Dropping down to third is Nicholas Halfer of the Wreckers. He held on to second for as long as possible, but a sixth place in match 5 and fourth in match 4 boosted him up only to 14 points, only beating out fourth place with his better statistical record. By all means, a great game with 5 eliminations and 1 regicide.
Showing the clutch factor and jumping to second place is Riley Graham of the Gladiators, who had back-to-back second place finishes to boost his total to a great 18 points on 5 eliminations and 2 regicides. However, the player of the game is the number 5 player in the league, Ben Clement of the Bethany Herons. After an uneasy beginning, Clement won 4 matches straight to score a much-needed 23 points for the Bethany Herons, on top of 15 eliminations and 7 regicides, one of the best individual performances we've seen yet. Ben Clement has won Game 3 for the Bethany Herons. That'll do it for this time, folks. Thanks for watching. I'm Tyrone McDingleberry.
And I'm Joe Adams, and we'll see you next time for Game 4.
It's all right. I think that might be a redo, guys.
What? No, I think it's the most insane play of all time. Jack, I got so distracted. I got so distracted from that. Get this ref out of here, dude.
Travis, you're out of here. I'm sorry. It's not you. It's your fault.
That was you? Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Dude, those were some crazy receipts from everybody. Great intermission. Don't you guys look at my score table while I'm gone.
I basically
Get out of the way, Jack. Get out of here.
I can't wait for Nick to get in the top 3 again.
move this back a little bit. This is literally my bad tripod. Why did I use this one? No, it's fine. Okay.
Matt's like 13% flat. Oh, God.
All right, let's continue. Next person knocked down camera gets immediately banned from the league.
Oh, nah, that's sick. And then the camera knock, like in the NFL when a camera guy gets right.
Only as long as it's Jack's camera. It's not good. Alright, Nick. Riley? No. Nick, Matt.
Balzac.